Episode 3, Slothboxx podcast. Lyndon Dixon joining me. I'm James Lupton. I mean, what a weekend of fights. Fights.
Mate.
Let's jump straight in at the main event.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the undercard. But mate, what a main event it was. Brook, Khan Brook. But it played out exactly how I thought it'd be. The Kell Brook knockout. But the atmosphere, mate, it looked unbelievable. Wish I was there.
I mean, obviously, 17 years in the making. You could see the need, or I said to you last week, about Kell taking it a bit too personally, which might be an advantage to him. But Khan just didn't turn up at all, did he?
No, I don't know. That's it. Surely that's it for Khan, and you can't put. He was taking serious damage, and the thing is, no disrespect to Brook, I wanted him to win, but there's a lot better operators out there in the boxing world than Kell Brook, and I think he should just call it a day. The beef settled. What else is there for Khan to do? He's done it all, really, hasn't he?
This is it. You know, we can say Kell Brook looked fantastic, but how bad did Khan look? You know, if Khan was, if he was final cylinders, would have Brook looked that good? Probably not. But even Khan said himself after the fight that he's lost the love for it. If you lost the love for it, that's it, game over. But
exactly, mate. Like when you're in those silk pajamas, some people can't get up for it. And well, Brook got up for it, mate. He looked right down to them trying to change the gloves at the last minute to throw him off. I thought that was funny. But yeah, we did the business. I think he should be proud of himself. And, you know, he's getting called out straight after the fight. And whether he ends it there on a high note, you know, you've beat the bloke you've been chasing all your career. You've proved him wrong. You've proved a good 50% of the boxing world wrong. Do you leave on that high? Or do you, you know, try and cement your legacy further? Do you go Eubank? Do you go Benn? Do you look internationally? He's got a lot of doors that have just opened for him after that performance. And to be fair, I'm happy for him. And he deserved it, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked fantastic. Like I say, Khan looked atrocious, but Brook did look very good. Nothing away from Brook, he did look good. He dominated for the whole duration of the fight, really, and he looked like he could put a stop to it from the first bell. There's a lot of talk about his timing before the fight. He seemed to find that straight away.
Yeah, it was like. I was thinking that it was going to be a later stoppage. I always thought Brook was going to stop Khan, but he seemed to just shift through those gears straight away. I think as soon as he smelt the fear when he landed on Khan in that first round, and I think he didn't need any more encouragement. He stepped it up, he put it on him, and mate, I don't know how Khan was still standing, because he got stopped, but the referee stopped it. He didn't get dropped. I can't believe it. The amount of times he was out on his feet, about 8 or 9 times in those 6 rounds. And fair play to him. He did stay standing, but yeah, Brook just looked on the night. Every punch he threw landed pretty much. Every punch he wanted to hurt Khan with, he did. And I'm just so happy for him. Like, you could tell it meant a lot to him after all of the hijinks throughout the presses and that. But like you said, he did take it a bit too personal, but he was sort of lucky that his preparation paid off.
I watched the top rank coverage of the fight, and after the fight they showed the punch statistics. Now, it was something along the lines of Khan's, nearly every punch Khan had thrown was a jab, whereas with Brook, every punch he'd thrown almost was a power punch, their class as. You know, I think he threw something like, saying it's like 4 jabs throughout the 6 rounds, but again, because he really wanted to hurt him, you know. And on the night, I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's probably not going to work for you. You're probably going to get picked apart by the boxer.
No.
However, on Saturday night, it proved to be the factor that got him the win.
Yeah, like the game plan paid off. Like you say, he wasn't exactly trying to set much up. It was quite gung-ho. He was going for Khan's chin. But like you say, against someone else, he might get picked apart, and obviously he's going to change his game plan. But I think maybe that performance, there's a reason people was calling him out, because like you say, he's throwing so many power punches. Your Eubanks and your Benns are going to be thinking, yeah, I'll just slip that and counter that straight away. But obviously things are going to be different if they were in the ring. But I think in terms of the performance opening those doors, I think it's maybe the way he fought has given a few onlooking boxers confidence, thinking, like I say, yeah, I'll just counter that all night, I'll just move all night, and I'll stop him. But like I said, mate, I just can't. What's he going to do next? Is he going to stop and then done that high, or is he going to take on another British fighter, go international? I know I'm repeating myself now, but it is exciting. He's done it all himself. Not a lot of people backed him throughout the publicly anyway, throughout the lead up. But yeah, like I say, I can't wait to see what does next.
What would you prefer to see as a fight fan? Kell Brook against Eubank Jr. or Conor Benn?
As a fight fan, Conor Benn. There's a couple different schools of thought. It's like you put him in there with Eubank at that bigger weight, and Eubank could hurt him, like give him some proper damage. You know, as you see with Liam Williams, he's known for being a gritty fighter, Williams, and Eubank dismantled him really. He made him look silly. He was on the canvas 4 times, and you compare Brook to Williams. I think Brook's the weaker fighter in terms of like strength, and yeah. So I wouldn't want to see Eubank versus Brook simply because why would Brook fight him? I don't. It's hard because I think that's a 50-50 fight again, but the fight I want to see that Brook could maybe win is against Benn. Don't get me wrong, I think Benn would win that fight. I think he would just edge it, everything. I think every aspect of Benn's game is better than Brook's, simply because Brook's, you know, he's getting past it now. But yeah, mate, what do you want to see? Eubank or Benn in the ring with Brook?
I mean, out of the two of them, I mean, I'd rather see. It depends on the weight. If I know Eubank said he wants it at 160, Brook said 155. Now, I think if Eubank comes down to 155, he loses that bit of edge. He struggles to make that weight. So I think he's going to lose a little bit of his power, a little bit of his, potentially even his stamina to go the distance, because he's going to have a serious weight cut. Conor Benn said about going up to 150. Again, Conor's never done that weight. He doesn't know what it's like to carry that extra 3 pounds for 12 rounds, for example. So it's a very intriguing one on both parts, depending on the weight. I mean, Brook, I don't think Brook should be going anywhere near 160. He should stick at...
No.
Well, I mean, it's saying 150, 155. I mean, that seems to be about what he wants to fight at. I think he struggled to make the 148 for this fight. He looked very, very tight at the weight in the weigh-in. It didn't show in the fight, but he did look very, very tight. He, looked like he needed to hydrate quick. So I think it depends on the weight. I think the 150 Conor Benn, I mean, there's more to gain out of a Conor Benn fight than a Eubank fight. For the opposition, for Conor Benn compared to Eubank. For Eubank, I mean, he doesn't need a name on his CV. He doesn't need a scalp like that. He's not up and coming. He's meant to be already at that level where he should be changing for titles. You can't sit there and call out Gennady Golovkin and then the next breath saying, actually, Kell Brook come up 2 weights to fight me. It's just not. There's just levels apart between the two that you're looking at aim for and the one who you actually probably will take. Whereas with Conor Benn, his career is on the rise. He is progressing. He is what I suppose you could class as a prospect as such. So for him, it makes more sense because Kell Brook, if he beats Kell Brook, that is a name on his CV. That is a scalp. Like Chris Algieri, get him at the right time in their career. And it looks good on your CV, no matter what version of them turns up in the ring.
I think, like you say, with Eubank to even take that fight, it's not like you can't and you Brook. There's no storyline there. There's no history between the two of them. And like you say, I think the fight makes sense with Benn. Because from Brook's point of view, it'll be like, is this kid really that good? He's only fought people that are, especially people that he's fought are. So Brook, after he felt like he was in his prime in the ring against Khan, and I think in Brook's head it'll be, well, come and test me then. See if you want to come and try these older fighters. I don't think you'll beat me, but
that could be his
Ben,
downfall.
like you say, yeah, exactly. It goes both ways, but for Ben, it's the perfect one for the resume because Ben's just getting better and better, mate. And I don't think whoever you put in front of him is going to beat him with ease. I think if you put the top dogs in the division, I think he's still got that chance. So is Brook still one of those top dogs in that division? We're going to have to wait and see if that fight's made, but I don't think so. I think what Brook should do is just retire, take the money and run. People's going to remember him fondly now after that calm win, and let Ben look somewhere else.
Absolutely. I know you mentioned, let's not mention Undercard. I mean, it was appalling for a pay-per-view, really. Such a one-sided bunch of mismatches. The only positive we can take away from the Undercard was really Brad Ray against Craig McCarthy, two undefeated fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I thought it would do a few rounds, and Brad stopped him spectacularly in the first. Unbelievable uppercut. And he looks to potentially be set for a big future. You know, he was in Manchester. He dreamt of this, you know, in the arena. He could well be the next, you know, they've had the Ricky Hatton and Michael Gomez, the Anthony Crawler. Is Brad Ray the next Manchester star? You know, look at the guys who have been around for a little bit longer than him.
Mm-hmm.
Zelfa Barrett, Lyndon Arthur. They've not quite taken off as, you know, the hometown hero. Whereas I think Brad Ray could well be that person.
I hope so. He seems like a proper down-to-earth bloke. I haven't met him personally, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, he's like I say, he's a down-to-earth bloke, and you can see that in the post-fight interview. But besides personality, the talent is there. I think that punch, that uppercut, it was beautiful. It was so well picked, and he deserved it from that. He deserved that win in the first rounds. And I agree with yourself. I didn't see it stopping that soon, but definitely, mate. He's got the personality. He's got the talent. He's got the age on his side, and I think in terms of being another Ricky Hatton, I think the options that Manchester have now, I think he's going to be the closest to it.
You mentioned his personality, his character. He's definitely got that personality. I sent him a little text after the fight and said, you weren't looking for no overtime tonight, was you, lad? And he texted me back saying, no, I had a few beers waiting for him, so I wanted to get out of there quick.
That's what I mean. He's already the people's champion, mate. A lot of people love him. Everyone that I've heard, like yourself, that's come across him, thinks he's a top bloke. And it's going to show the bigger his reputation gets. And I wish him all the best. Performances like that is only going to do the world of good, mate.
Absolutely. Let's look forward to this weekend. We've got a double header, Saturday and Sunday. Let's start on Sunday. Lawrence Okolie back out again, defending his world title. Lawrence Okolie's he's got such a good background story in terms of, you know, coming to sport late, being a child overweight, working in McDonald's, to all of a sudden an Olympian and a world champion. You know, it just shows the power of boxing, really, doesn't it?
It's a great story, and like you say, it is that power of boxing that can really turn people's lives around. And I think you can look in any amateur gym across the country, the people that don't make it still acknowledge boxing for the path that boxing's put them on. And I think Okolie's an extreme version of that. Like you say, overweight, working at McDonald's, and now he's getting Eddie Hearn to buy him Sky Dwellers after each of his fights. And yeah, I haven't heard much about Sislak, if I'm honest. Not going to try and pretend I have. But I think if he puts in a good performance and maybe an early stoppage, where do you see him going next? There's not much left for him in the division. And I know I've heard Hearn say that he will eventually go heavyweight. But is it a bit too soon, or should he just stick around the cruiserweight division for a little bit longer?
I mean, I think I may be wrong in saying this, but I'm sure I heard Okolie saying this year he will go to heavyweight. It may well be after the fight, but like I say, is it too soon? He's not going to go in at world level. He's not going to be a world level heavyweight yet.
Yeah.
Now, where does he fit into the equation? So if you're talking top tier, you've got your Tyson Fury, your Usyk, then you come down, you've got your AJs, your Wilders, then you've got your Joe Joyce, your Andy Ruiz Jr., your Hrgovic's, your Parkers. Where does Okolie fit into this? Now, I mean, I would have my money on Okolie beating Joseph Parker. I think Parker's probably a little bit too small for him. I think Okolie's too powerful for him. But then even all the other guys, like you've got Zhang, for example, who's fighting Hrgovic for the IBF, I'd back Okolie over him. So is he at that level where he's going to be sort of looking at the eliminators? But what's the point of, really, what's the point of fighting the eliminators if you're going to take a loss at the world level so soon stepping into the division?
Exactly. I think a good fight straight away could be a British title fight. I think you could look at Fabio Wardley, those people at that stage, because I think most people who know their boxing know that Okolie, whether it's cruiserweight or heavyweight, is above that level. But I think that it will put him in good stead in terms of getting rounds in at that weight. I think, say he does that domestically, and then he's proved to himself, he's proved to his fans that yes, he's capable at that heavyweight level. And I think, like you say, your Parkers, your Chisoras, mate. I think that'd be a good fight, a good second fight in the heavyweight division.
You say British title. Is that not too big of a step down from the world title level?
I think you've got to take a lot of things into account. I think, he's a world-class operator at cruiserweight, but, mate, your opponent can be as heavy as they like at heavyweight, mate. So I think, he's obviously going to be sparring heavyweights now, but I'm on the fence. I don't think he should jump straight in with a Parker or a Hrgovic straight away, simply because Usyk didn't. He came from cruiserweight. He had Bellew, then he had Chisora, and then he moved to that level. I think he should. It's already proven to have worked for Usyk, so I don't think Okolie would do too wrong going down that same path.
I'll throw something out there now. Mark my words, Okolie's heavyweight debut, Camille Soloski.
That would be a cracker. That would be a good little 8-10 rounder. Everyone loves.
Big Camille loves a round.
Everyone loves him.
Everyone's
favourite journeyman, mate.
Even a Hughie Fury fight later down the line.
That's a good fight. Similar size, similar styles, to be fair. And,
that's another.
But does he take that? Yeah, but does he take that first? Does he take that first? Does he take that second? How quick is Hearn going to move him through the heavyweight rankings? So I don't know. And I'll put the question to Hearn when I next see him. But it's going to be interesting to see how the next chapter in Okolie's story is going to go, because it's been great so far, and I don't think Hearn would put him in a position to ruin that story yet.
Absolutely. Touch very quickly on the undercards. The main fight I'm looking forward to Sunday night is Galileo fight, his pro debut after the Olympics. Now, he's not messing about. He's straight in at a deep end, 10-rounder, WBC international title. Now, don't get me wrong, the opponent isn't, top level. He's, I think, lost 5 of his last 6. But to go straight into a top fight, and he's still young as well.
As far as pro debuts go.
It's not like he's like 31, 32 and being fast-tracked. He's still very young. So it shows his ambition.
Like I say, mate, as far as pro debuts go, you don't really get much better than that. I think, I can't think of someone that just turned pro and did that since, Lomachenko.
So
is he going to be on that?
Yeah. World second fight is probably the closest thing to it, really.
Exactly. I'm so excited to see what he's going to bring. He's a big name in the country from what he's done internationally for the sport as an amateur. But mate, it's Hearn's got faith. Hearn's he's known for protecting his fighters and guiding them on the right path. But like I say, Hearn's he's backing his boy and he's chucking him in there. Pardon me, at such a young age, his pro debut, and it's a big fight on a big stage for him.
Definitely. And just to wrap it up, Saturday night, undisputed, all the marbles, Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall. I think it's a bit of a deceiving fight. Everybody sort of feels like it's a foregone conclusion. Josh Taylor's just going to absolutely dominate. But Jack Catterall's not a bad fighter. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Josh Taylor wins. I think he's rightly the favourite. But I don't think it's a blowout. I don't think it's an easy stroll in the park for him.
I agree with you. I think Taylor's going to win. But like, again, I agree with you. I think a lot of people are underestimating Catterall. I think the fight is going to go 12 rounds. I think Taylor will get it by a big margin, but I don't think Catterall's going to come in there and be an idiot. Like you say, it's for all the marbles. It's his big opportunity, and he's not going to throw it away like that. He's a sensible bloke. He's a sensible boxer. But I think Taylor's just got that quality, mate. Like, you think of where is Taylor going to be in 2 years? He's got talent, that boy has, and I think it's going to go 12 rounds, but he's just going to outclass Catterall on the night.
Absolutely. We normally do a little a tip of the week. So far, I'd say it's about 1-1. I had Ryder Jacobs going a distance in the first week. You had Brook stoppage for this week. I think we're both in agreement this week by the sounds of it, and that's a unanimous decision. Josh Taylor over Jack Catterall.
Yeah. Yes, but for my wild card pick of the week, it's going to have to be, I think Jordan Gill is going to knock out Gurphy for the European title on the Undercard. I don't know why, but from speaking to Jordan for the past few months, after the fight being delayed, and then because of his cut getting pushed back later than he wanted it, he set his year behind. And I think he's going to carry a lot of spite because of that, and I think he's going to knock Gurphy out. And I'm pretty sure the odds will be pretty decent on that as well. I don't know the odds right now, but Jordan Gill ain't a knockout artist, but he does carry deceptive power. But yeah, if anyone's fancying a flutter and going to try their luck, stick a fiver on Gill to win by knockout, mate.
Absolutely. You mentioned that fight as well. We have, just before recording this, published your interview with Jordan Gill, talking about the European title fight against Gurphy. So you can check that out on the feed below this video.
Definitely. He's a top bloke, and yeah, like you say, just give it a watch. You'll enjoy it.
Absolutely. Listen, that wraps up another week. I've been James. He's been Lyndon, and we're Slothboxx. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.